future, and we are pro-life.
What can I do? How can I help?
We are fighting for the spiritual life of the baby.
He was an actual living baby in her womb.
We are pro-life.
And we are the future.
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 And we are the future.
We are pro-life! In the Bible, it says at the visitation, when Our Lady went to go visit her cousin Elizabeth, that the child in Elizabeth's womb leapt, and that was St. John the Baptist. And it goes to show that he was an actual living baby in her womb. He still reacted to another human, and that shows that he has emotions and feelings just as any other human being would. That's why I think he's the perfect patron for the unborn.
Reaction is, what can I do? How can I help? How can I save the life of these poor children?
The Pro-Life League is a group of students from the Immaculate Heart of Mary School, grades 7 through 12, and together we combine forces and we campaign the right to life for all people.
Over amount of youth that have come to say that this is wrong and we know it and we want it to end.
To give more souls the opportunity to reach heaven, and we are starting with the unborn. The St. John the Baptist Pro-Life League, what is special about it is that it's a league for the youth.
The mission of the League is to protect life. In today's modern society, life is undermined. We live in a culture of death. The part of the mission of the League is to blow open that smoke screen and just tell everyone how horrible abortion really is from the very beginning. Its foundation is evil.
But here I've got the support I need to be able to stand up and say what I want to without being afraid that somebody is going to start an argument with me about my views.
We are unique from any other pro-life league that is out all over the world. They stress the importance of fighting for the physical life of the baby. We are fighting for the spiritual life of the baby. It is an eternal soul that will live forever, and by killing the baby in the womb, we don't give them the chance of getting that spiritual life.
Focuses mainly on the soul of the child, but we're also concentrating on the soul of the mother of that child and the soul of the child itself. And the whole reason that we die is to go to heaven. If a child dies in its mother's womb without being baptized, then that child ends up on limbo. And so we like to concentrate on the actual spiritual life and supernatural life of the unborn baby and give them a chance to choose their life after death.
And there's a lot of people in Planned Parenthood who support abortion that they're not evil people, they just don't know. And it's part of the mission of the St. John the Baptist Pro-Life League to really blast that smoke screen wide open, should tell people how bad abortion really is.
Realize what's inside of them growing every day, every minute of every day. It's hard to think that they wouldn't want it, or they wouldn't want to say, that baby's mine.
And we have pro-life pep rallies that we have at our school when certain students have talks about pro-life topics.
People will have news updates, motivational talks to get you excited how you can do over and above what you are doing now.
Which I noticed was the display of pictures designed by the bioethical reform.
If I were to just go through school without it, I'd probably be swamped in homework and activities, and I'd never give a second thought to it.
State freedom for license leads to a destructive understanding of the person. Speaking about abortion,
It brings out issues that normally you would never even hear of.
But with the pep rallies, we're actually interacting, and we're having, the younger kids get up and research in order to find out, okay, why does the state have to go along with why abortion is wrong? But they're finding out for themselves that it's wrong.
The monthly rallies for me are essential because I don't get around too much. I don't help me really come out and find out what's going on in the world and where we are in our fight for life.
And then we do certain fundraisers, like we have flowers on sale for St. Valentine's Day, and we just try and do special things like that to keep the work going.
Thank you very much. Also, if you'd still like to donate, we are selling pro-life gloves out.
McCullough Award that goes to Mary Kate Duffy.
From St. John the Baptist Pro-Life League, and we're here at the 40 days, the start of the 40 days vigil.
We're kind of like putting our money where our mouth is. We're saying we can talk and say how bad abortion is, but when we go there, we're actually supplying the action, saying that we truly believe that it's wrong to abort your babies, and we want to show you why.
Well, whenever we get a chance, we try to go to the abortion mills to pray outside in front of them. And I believe that it's a silent witness to the people who are walking in there, with the decision of, if they should keep or kill their baby. And it's a good example for the people in Planned Parenthood. It kind of gives them a sense, what we're doing could be wrong.
When we go to the Planned Parenthood, we're not there just because we like to stand out in the rain, or when we go to the March for Life, we're not just there because we like to go to Washington.
The youth of America, standing in peaceful protest outside the building, it really makes a big impact on them. And on the other hand, we are able to witness firsthand what goes on outside that deathly building.
It is effective, and we all have heard stories of how effective this protest can be.
Even if we only saved one baby, it's worth it, because we didn't just save one baby, we saved that baby and its soul, and hopefully that soul will reach heaven.
And we go to March for Life in DC.
It's actually very nice to see the thousands, hundreds of thousands of people that gather to express their pro-life views, and it actually really helps you see that there are many, many pro-life people in the U.S., and it makes you realize that there are thousands of people that share your beliefs, and makes you stronger in your conviction to go forward.
They were there for all the same cause, and all that you've done previously, you can finally see it amount to this huge event that it just makes it all worth it.
We'll get to see how much everyone cares about how wrong abortion is.
It's great to see so many people there. This past year, there was about 400,000.
Pro-life movements all over the country to not only speak out to the government authorities in DC, but to government authorities all over the country.
Well, there was way more than I expected. I didn't know the streets were going to be crowded.
And we realized that going to Washington, it's fun and it's exciting, but once the march starts, you just feel like, okay, now this is serious, now I know why I'm here, and it's to pray and to offer the sacrifice of walking. And
Well, the League affects my life in a number of ways. It helps me concentrate more on the pro-life cause. It makes me conscious about how much the Blessed Mother has part in it.
Why do I like participating? It gives me the strength and courage to stand up for what is right. It gives me more knowledge of what is going on around in the world. And by participating in this league, I'm given the strength to stand up and fight for what we believe in.
Well, it kind of makes you stronger in your belief that abortion is wrong.
You learn about it, but you're not actually living it. Where you actually have an opportunity to go out and see what you're being taught in action. And
I think that prayer is really more important than anything else that the Pro-Life League could do.
Basically, none of the saints would be as great as they were if they didn't have a spiritual life, if they weren't prayerful people. And you could just look back on history, if you want, and just see how powerful prayer really is.
The obstacles which we have to face can seem insurmountable almost, and the failures can be very discouraging. What they do, as shameful as it is protected by law. But what we do is protected by God's law. It's this confidence, this assurance that gives us the motivation to keep going and to never give up.
You get a lot farther if you pray.
Prayer is what gives us action.
Without the support of all our meetings, all the prayer we do in the Mercy Chaplet and the daily decades, I don't think our pro-life movement would be nearly as vibrant as it is today.
I think the most important activity of the League is getting out and actually expressing their pro-life views in the world, because it's not really, if you kind of sit down and just tell people what you're doing, you don't get out and actually do it, I don't think you're inspiring them to get up themselves.
Everyone in our Pro-Life League has a very strong devotion to Our Lady, and it's almost like she's part of the League. She is part of our League. Mary is part of our League.
And is the secret sacrifice every member is required to perform every week. Only God knows whom this sacrifice may benefit. What I like to think about sometimes is when we get to heaven, someone may come up to us and look at us and say, "Thank you. Thank you for saving my life."
We are pro-life.
We are pro-life!
We are pro-life, and we are the future.
Before the world knew you, I held you in my hand. Before you saw the light of day, for you I had a plan. You'd be a voice crying out, a single star shining bright, preaching love from the wilderness, leading a fallen world to truth and to light, preparing the way for me. Though you speak your words to